Oh, hey, star friends. I was just thinking about my astrological origin story. What is your astrological origin story? The thing that's so interesting about my astrological origin story, because I'm so interesting, is that I had a moment in which someone did a reading for me and it changed everything. But when I thought about it more deeply, my origin story actually was this one moment that took me into another level of astrological obsession. I think that's fair. So I thought it would be fun to share my origin story with you, and then you can share your origin story with me, and we can have a whole origin story party. But I also have to leave soon, so I'm going to fold laundry. Is that weird? So, the pivotal moment in which astrology became interesting and sent me into obsession territory was I was on a vacation and I was on the apps. I know, shame. Met this woman. The date was horrible. And at the end of the date, she said, you sit here, I will do the dishes, and then after I'm done doing the dishes, you will leave. This is incredibly awkward. But then gave me a reading. She sat there for an hour and told me all these things about my life. And to be honest, that shit was crazy. Actually, the whole thing wasn't that crazy, but at the end, she told me a couple of really specific things, and I was like, you don't get to know that. That's not for you to know. Why do you know that? And then she was like, take this book. We'll have dinner at the end, and you can ask me any sorts of questions. It was actually really nice. And so I did that. I'm not doing a very good job of folding the laundry. Okay, so that's the origin story zenith point. But actually, what was the first thing that I can think of now? And it's this. When I was growing up, my mom used to tell me this story every single birthday that I had. And she would say, I know exactly when you were born because when you were born, I was kind of interested in astrology. And I told the nurses, I want to know the exact time that he was born. And if you ever knew my mom, you would know that she's a pretty intense person. And so after I was born, a nurse came up to her and said, 9:18 and 8 seconds. She would say it because it was a good story. But was it because she was trying to get me to know astrology? Not really necessarily. She's just it's a good story that she would tell me on my birthday. So that was a foreshadow in a movie, a little nugget of what is to come for you. You realize I'm having an astrological connection right now. I have an Aquarius moon, and all of these stories are related to my mom. Shocker, right? Just like astrology. This is so funny. And one of the things that she told me when I was growing up was when you're 18, I have an astrological reading that I got from a woman at a yard sale because she's a hippie. It is kind of a look at your life in one page. It's the look at your life in one page. And I'm not going to give it to you until you're 18. It was really fascinating. Nugget 2, right? Foreshadow part 2. Another thing that happened is that we moved to a small island, which I am where I am now, a small island. You can kind of see it's nice back there. She bought a house, and the house was really nice, and she gave me this really nice room, and then on the top of the ceiling, she actually painted a starscape that you could only see when you turn the lights off. So you would have to put a black light up. Remember, she's a heavy. And then you would turn the lights off, and supposedly it was the night or the morning of the day that I was born. And so that was another thing. So we have the 9:18 and 8 seconds. We have the astrological yard sale lady, and then we have the night sky. And all of these things came together to make astrology kind of a thing that was a part of my life. All these little nuggets, all these little foreshadowing things. So I had all of these nuggets leading up to this moment on a vacation where a woman gave me an astrological reading, and it sent me into the astrological stratosphere, so to speak. I have not done very much laundry because I'm just talking into the microphone. So that was all the foreshadowing that got me here. So there's my astrological origin story. What is yours? Tell me your astrological origin story. I would love to hear it, especially if you can put it into a brief comment in the comments. I don't do anything briefly when I'm talking. All right, bye.